So the original intention of the Apex XL size or the extra large was mainly for the Surge. This is a 4.5-inch, the largest multi-tool that Leatherman sells. So that was the motivation for creating this. Okay, the first version was actually a pocket slip. It had no clips. It had no straps to cover this entire thing. But the idea was really if I wanted to carry the Surge around when I'm working or I need it, I want to carry it with this much accessories. So the original holster for this was this nylon um, thing by that which came with the Surge. So it fits practically nicely there. And of course, it had the spare T-Shack connected combo of a diamond file and a metal file. So it came with this. And of course, I needed some other accessories. Of course, I then bought the whole set of 21 flat bit accessories. Okay, so including this thing, but of course this does not work with the Surge. But and I replaced one of them. Actually, it's inside, but since I had the extra slot, so I placed this extra thing from somewhere. But this should actually fit. Okay, so these two flat bit holders was the holster had these slots that go in, and of course the ratchet bit extender should be there, but practically that's it. But then there's this awkward thing that this diamond file and metal file accessory could be placed there. And so this entire thing, yes, it's kind of practical. Okay, so there's a belt loop and you can carry it on your side, and then there's an extra thing here, a loop for like a AA or AAA flashlight. But mainly that's it. What about the rest? Okay, sometimes you would need an extra pen. Okay, so either you have a pen and there are only 2 slots. Okay, so I want a pen, I want a flashlight, and I want my ratchet. All 3 to be together, but there are only 2 side implement to carry those. So I have to choose 2 of the items out of 3. So this has a nice snap actually. I love this snap that they implemented here. But that's it. This is a limited thing. This is the only things that you can carry. But what about these 2 things? Okay, sometimes if you're in the field, you need to unscrew something, but you have to. They're both bolts on the other each end, and you need to hold one in order for you to unscrew that. So you need an extra plier. So this Knipex XS or extra small, this is the 4-inch version, would be useful. So it's something that you need. And of course, you want a better flashlight. So this one, like the Arcfield Ultra by Olight, here has 3 functions. I got my UV to connect. Like I'm an architect, but in profession, if I'm going to site, I'd like to inspect. In the you could see leaks for this. You have a laser pointer to point out what it is that you want to change or what you need to other people so they can communicate it. And of course, there's a nice, powerful flashlight here. All that in one device like this. So I wanted that to these two other things. So this does not suffice as a standalone. Although this is very compact, then something like this, it's wider, but yeah. So henceforth the design. So this practically the first one did not have a clip, and this thing was really bulged up in my pocket. And of course, then it evolved to something in the series where I implemented clips. Okay, so this is the particular version of the Apex EDC Tool Organizer XL. I'm using leather from Tempesti. So it's an Italian brand. It's 5 ounces or 2.2 millimeters to be more exact. And something brand new. And then the Burgundy here is from Carlo Badalasi Pueblo. It's another Italian brand. 2.2 millimeter leather thickness. Okay, so this is supposed to be a more matte. So I've added this hook for some reason, and I've seen this useful for some people for like to hang your keys while you mount this on your belt. Anyway, let's load it out. Okay, so I'm typically this is all okay, so that you can actually fit. So this is an example. Okay, so of course 4-inch multi-tools can fit, or your knives can fit here. Here there's a partition of sorts. You could see then. So this is an extra layer of leather, and this is the reason why I place that in is that when you place like the surge or your multi-tool, when you place in your flat bits here, so the metal to metal doesn't happen. So there's this barrier of a wall, leather wall, an extra layer that, so that you don't have friction between metal to metal. And then of course the Kinipex, the 4-inch one, can fit in the front pocket here. It's all tight because this is brand new. So it takes a bit of time, of course, to break in this thing. To be more, the leather, of course, stretches over time. And if I can push it a bit further, and the only reason why is because this is all so tight. Yeah, push that in. Push in the Knipex a bit further. Now it's possible, and I can close it like so. So that is what it looks like. What about the accessory, the diamond file and metal filing? Well, there's an extra pocket here at the back, and you can place this in. Okay, so this is the correct way. Okay, so there's a grommet hole for like a pull tab or sorts, or you hook this and secure it to somewhere like your bag. That's possible. And then we have your pen. Okay, this is designed as a pen loop, so it's extra lengthened to accommodate that. So for the ratchet extender, bit extender, you can place it here inside. It's all tight because this is really brand new. So you could practically fit there somehow. If you can rearrange this, organize this a bit more, much better. There you go. So there's space there, and this can go in. right there. So, and for the flashlight, since this is designed to accommodate stuff like this flat newer flashlight, this arc-feld ultra, you can slip it there. There's the strap, and you can still control this even without taking it out if you need to. Like say you want to go for light mode, you can still do that as a safety beacon of sorts when you're in the darker area of the site. And of course, we have your double clip. So this can accommodate up to like 40 millimeters or an inch and a half type of belt that you can mount. There is, well, you can practically remove this if you know how to technically remove this, because it has this notch inside, so that prevents it from ever easily slipping out. Anyway, the the features here that I've, this is the version 1.5, and you could see that I have implemented some Chicago screws here. These are particularly from Buckle Guy, and these are matte finish. There are 4 of them. I use three sets of 9.5 millimeter stems here to sandwich all these 4 layers of 5-ounce leather, and I use another 5 millimeter for these 3 layers of 2.2 millimeter leather. The Chicago screws are here so that it's to secure these spots or these tension points. So this guarantees longevity for this organizer, and everything else is also, of course, made of brass. So all of these are actually made of brass. So again, from Buckle Guy, I had this 12 millimeter hole snaps. This is the 16 millimeter on the front, and this is, of course, this hook is made of brass as well. But the clips are not brass. These are stainless steel painted finish. These are sourced out from China. And I am also using a bigger Chicago screw sets here. These are 11 millimeters to secure these belt clips with the leather. There, of course, is my logo, BAD Design Leather. Okay, of course, there's a tritium here. Okay, so the intention here was to have this visible at dark scenarios when so they could find your organizer faster or and with ease. So this thing glows. Okay, so don't be fooled with this brightness that you could see here. Um, it's well, it does matter, of course, that in total darkness, these things look bright. This one particularly is red tritium. Tritium is, of course, hydrogen that is radioactive, and it decays over the next 20 years. So it gains, but it's not dangerous. Of course, these things are used in watches or weapon sights, and they don't need to be recharged with UV. Anyway, this is the Apex EDC Tool Organizer, extra large, and that's it. See you in the next.